This is a Connect 4 which I bought about a week ago in a shop in my hometown which has been in its present site for something like 40 years, maybe longer, and which, as far as I'm aware, is a independent shop, not part of one of the big chains. It has been in the press recently that something like 20% of high street retailers expect to shed jobs in the next 3 months. And the decline of the high street has been an ongoing issue for some years now. There are two enemies of the high street. The first is the out-of-town shopping centre, where you've got more space for parking, more space for bigger shops with more variety of goods. And the second enemy of the high street is the rise of internet shopping. I can remember when internet shopping was very new, people thought it was the future and invested heavily, and that became known as the dot-com bubble. Lots of companies which sold goods on the internet became very valuable on the stock market until people started realising these companies in many cases weren't making much money, and in some cases were making a huge loss, and then these companies started in many cases going out of business and people who invested in them lost a lot of money. But since then it's changed, and now a lot of shopping is done on the internet, and even the out-of-town shopping centres are not immune to that threat. It's easy to see government ministers as being influenced heavily by big business, and that's particularly true when we read in the papers about one very famous online retailer paying little or no tax, and also when we read about high street shops paying way too much in business rates. And yes, there is something that governments can do, quite a few things that governments can do to rectify the situation. They can make business rates fairer, or possibly get rid of them altogether. They can force big retailers to pay more tax. But having said all of that, government ministers alone cannot save the high street, because it is in our hands to save the high street. If we do all our shopping at out-of-town shopping centres rather than in the town centre, then politicians are likely to conclude we don't value the high street, we want the out-of-town shopping mall. And if we do our shopping on the internet, I do a lot of shopping on the internet, then politicians are likely to conclude we don't value either the high street or the out-of-town shopping centre, we just want the internet. So the very simple message regarding our shopping centres, be they out of town or in the town centre, is use them or lose them. And I have to say, I'm not exactly a saint here, but I do occasionally do some shopping on the high street. And I know that when I do that, I'm playing my part in saving the high street. The future of the high street is in our hands. We can shop there, or we can choose not to shop there. It's our choice.